Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I share my little tools, tips, and tricks with you to help you improve the quality of your life. My name is Rebecca, and today's video is about how to make progress in any area of your life. So, let's go. So, first of all, there are many areas of your life, whether it's um, relationships, financial success, finding a job in the first place, being happy, being more spiritual, whatever it is. So, one of my first things for me is if I want to make progress, is that I actually start reading or watching videos by people who actually have achieved something that I want to achieve and try to look at their model. How did they do it? How did they get there? How did people improve their friendships? How did people find a job? How did people start building their own company? Um, and then I try to look at what of these things that they did could actually work for me. And because sometimes you have something and you don't really want to do it, and or you just think it doesn't fit for your area. For example, if you try to compare somebody that built their own company in the computer industry, for example, maybe very different to get there than a person who wants to open a restaurant. So also become very clear about what you actually want to achieve. So before you have to make progress, you have to set a very clear goal. So you could go to my goal setting video for that about how to make your goals and make sure that they're your own. And yeah, then once you have your goal, you go on and start watching and reading about people who actually achieved what you would like to achieve. Um, the important thing for me here also is that most of the people do not only try once. They don't only try one strategy, they try a lot of things. So for me, what I noticed is that it really helps to write down a list of the things that other people did that I think could actually work for me. And then I just start with whatever I feel most comfortable with, and I actually then just work through the list of things that I wrote down. And this is where I also want to share a little trick that I learned from Mel Robbins, and it's called the 5 second rule. So, if you have something that you know you have to do, but you really don't want to do it, whether it's making a phone call or whether it's writing a letter, writing an email, or asking for investment, asking for a fund, whatever it is, can even be something like asking a person out on a date or contacted a friend that you actually haven't talked to in a long time and you kind of ended, or the last time you talked was in a bad way. So if you want to make progress, you go to the 5 second rule. And the 5 second rule is really easy and you don't really need anything. You just count backwards from 5. So you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you do it. And for me, this was something that I use a lot, and that has actually helped me change my life because I noticed that I was actually able to make amends with friends, or it helped me to when I, for example, when I really don't want to work on something that I have to do for university, because I just don't feel like doing it these days. I just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and push myself to do it because I know that it'll actually be beneficial for me to actually do it. And this 5 second rule can be used for anything. It can even be used to get out of bed. So if you have, I don't know, if you really struggle with getting up because you say, I don't know, I just like to hit the snooze button 10 times, I just count backwards from 5 if I really don't feel like getting up, and I just push myself to get up. And it starts with these small things, and then you actually gain confidence and gain the ability to use it in more difficult areas when, for example, um, you have to reach out. You have to say, you have to apologize, or if you have to, I don't know, face your boss who you really don't like, it can be whatever. So the 5 second rule is also a good thing to actually help you get to make progress in whatever area you want. And yeah, so I mean, of course, it's not easy to do it. It's very simple, but it's not easy. And there's a distinction. And I feel it's important to acknowledge that, because there are so many tricks in life that are really simple. Like when I talked earlier about the erasing negative thoughts, it's very simple. That doesn't make it easy. And that is the important thing, is that it doesn't matter if it's easy or not, because you gain confidence in yourself and your ability to do things that you actually want to achieve. So yeah, use the 5-second rule for that. And I mean, when you have your strict goal, I feel one of the most important things is to make progress, is to stop consulting other people. Because Abraham Hicks always says, other people cannot tell you what you should do that is good for you. They're only going to tell you what would be good for them. Because we as human beings cannot distinguish. We cannot completely subjectively look at something. So if, for example, you talk to a really good friend and you want to work at the same company, or you just want to find a new job, they cannot help but think about how it would affect them. Maybe they would think, oh God, she's never going to have time if she takes that job because it will be too much, or she could earn so much money that she would be like out of reach in a social structure, whatever. And so one of my favorite examples is actually one of the examples that Abraham Hicks also used. It's if you go to a car dealer and ask them what would be the best car for you, they're going to tell you what would be the best car for them to sell to you. Because we as people, we always tend to think about how things are going to affect ourselves. So if you want to make progress, I feel like the most important thing is to actually become unapologetic and to stop consulting other people. Of course, sometimes if you really don't know where to start and you have a good friend and you know that they can support you, you can ask them and ask, okay, I have this list of things that I want to do. Where should I start? Or you could just throw a dice, or just go up and down the list and then randomly pick one and start there. But what I mean here is, if you start consulting other people, you're always going to get their opinion, and the most important thing, their doubts also into your mind. So that's something that I had to learn, because while I really valued the opinion of other people, I had to learn that even if I consulted my friends on something and I knew that they were just trying to help, I noticed that sometimes the things they said, they were making it worse for me. I didn't feel better. I felt more scared, or yeah, didn't really know where to go from there. And that's why I feel like stop consulting other people is also a big part in how to make progress. Because also, think about it. If you have your list with, let's say, 10 things you need to get done to whatever, start your own business, or to find a new job, or to, I don't know, contact a person that you haven't seen in a long time. If you consult other people, all this time does not go into actually getting things done, because you're just talking about it. Plus, you're also very likely to get more fearful by talking about it. So yeah, stop consulting other people and just start doing something. And that's the most important thing here. Don't try to move the mountain in one day. And I'm going to cite another person that I really admire, and he's Tony Robbins. And he always says people overestimate what they can get done in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in a decade. So I feel like many times we see, oh my God, this person is so successful, but we don't see how long they have actually worked on it. And for some people, some things come easier. Some people are, if you want to call it lucky, they get the chance at the same time. But the thing with luck is you have to be prepared. If you're given an opportunity and you're not prepared for the opportunity, well, then you're not going to seize it, right? So prepare yourself, and small progress is fine. Celebrate yourself for small progress. Even if you just get one email done, or even if you just push yourself to do one phone call, that's a lot more than you've done the days before, right? Or that's a lot more that you would have done if you for example, hadn't used the 5-second rules, or if you haven't made the list. So start small and celebrate yourself. And celebrating yourself does not mean you have to go out and buy yourself a whole lot of things. Celebrate does not mean that you have to, I don't know, treat yourself to a huge cheat meal. Celebration can simply be looking in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. You did a well job. And this is actually even the most successful way of celebrating yourself. Because if you say that to yourself, you're actually feeling it. And feeling is what amplifies. If you, like I said earlier, if you feel one way, it's very likely that you're gonna, get more thoughts that feel the same way. And if you learn to celebrate yourself, you also become more confident and more appreciative of your own life and your own abilities. So yeah, my little tricks on how to make progress is to first get crystal clear on your goals. So that means write down what exactly you want and write down the details. Don't say, I want to make more money, because here you got $1. Is that what you want? Write down, how much money do you want to make? Where do you want to live? What car do you want to drive? What kind of friendship do you want to have? How do you want your body to look? Write it down exactly, and then become unapologetic about what you want. So then you stop consulting your friends after you've made this list. And after you made the list of the goals, you stop consulting your friends, and then you start researching people that have already achieved what you want and check how they got there. And then you make a list of things that you need to do. And then you use the 5-second rule to actually get things done. And you celebrate yourself for small progress, because without the small steps, you're not going to get to the big breakthrough. No one ever went from failure to breakthrough immediately. There was a lot of small successes on the way to hit your target. So yeah, celebrate yourself, be kind to yourself, and I hope you have a great day and that this video helps you to actually get something done today. And especially now in times of Corona, you don't have any excuse to say you don't have time, because you do, right? So have a great day. Take care. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I see you in the next video. And bye-bye.